Focus in. Focus in. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath for real. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Wait, hold it. What is that? Okay? We're not smoking anything right now. We're just breathing. Okay? So in through your nose. Fill your lungs. Hold it there. And out through your mouth.
My nose is stuffed.
Blow it. Try to get it in. Try to get it through the cracks. Okay? Okay. What happens when we breathe? What happens when we breathe that way and not shallow breathing is that we get more oxygen. When we get more oxygen, a higher dosage of oxygen, we can breathe better, feel more awake. Okay? That's why, in essence, people do smoke. That's the good feeling that it gives people because it makes them breathe. It makes them breathe. And when you breathe so deeply, it makes you feel more alive. It makes you feel more awake. You get more oxygen in. And the thing is that the smoke kind of leaches the oxygen out. But that's another story. Okay, so good question. Who had this question? Tell me your question again. Tell me your name again. Naomi. Is it very hot in here or it's just me?
Yeah, it is hot.
It's so hot in here. Okay, yeah.
How does that connect to homework?
How does that connect to the homework? What's that?
When you see what someone loves about you, you can start to love yourself.
When you see what someone loves about you, you can start to love yourself. Okay, there's no talking. We're diving right in. Okay, here we go. So last class we were talking this. We were saying that everything starts from something called Nekudat ha'efes. Okay, we didn't talk about Nekudat ha'efes yet, but we're going to talk about it right now. Nekudat ha'efes. Nekudat ha'efes. Anyone know what that means? Point of zero, which means, in other words? Starting point. Good. A person can live their entire life from when they're a baby, okay, till the day they die, without really ever loving themselves. Now, what's the problem with not loving yourself? What's the big deal? And also, if it's such a big deal, then how? How do I love myself? But let's just start with the first point. What's the big deal with not loving yourself? Like, it sounds like a really nice thing to do, but bottom line, what does it look like when I'm looking at it? What does it feel like when I'm doing it? Yeah.
It like affects all areas of your life, like in terms of even how if you can succeed, if you can do well in school.
Excellent.
Everything.
Okay, good. It affects every aspect. Okay, good. Keep going.
It affects a marriage, like your relationship with, if you were to have, like, children.
Okay, good. It affects everything. What else? Good job, guys. You know exactly what it is. Self-love. Why is it so important? Aside from the fact that it affects everything. Why does it affect everything? What's the big deal about it? What does it look like and what does it not look like? Yes. Tell me your name? Adira.
If you don't love yourself, then thank you. Then you won't think you're worthy of things. So you won't try and go for good things within jobs, within relationships, because you won't think you're worthy of it.
You won't think you're worthy of it, and therefore?
And therefore you won't even try, and you're just gonna live a sad life.
Okay, you're gonna have a sad life. Good. What else? Yes.
You lack confidence.
Lack confidence. How does that act out?
Because you're always putting yourself down.
So does the person that doesn't love themselves walk around like this?
No, not necessarily.
What does it look like?
They put themselves down. They're constantly saying they're not good enough.
They're
just, yeah.
Wow. Okay. What else? So tell me, one second. There are a lot of people that are so confident, that are out there, that are in Hollywood movies, that are lacking self-love. What does self-love look like? Show me what it looks like. Draw a picture for me. Hugging yourself? Nope. Taking care of yourself. When you love someone, what do you do for them? Number one.
Take care of them.
Take care of them. What does that mean? In what way?
Anything they need or they need help with or they're struggling or just...
You try to be there for them.
Yeah.
Okay, good. What else do you do when you love someone?
You check up on them.
What?
Check up on them.
Okay, you're being there for them. What else?
You're honest
Expand the mind. Open it up.
You prioritize them.
You prioritize them, okay?
You give to them.
You try to make them happy.
Give.
Words of affirmation.
Affirmations. What else? Good words. Good. What else do you do when you love someone? Yes.
You do whatever you need to you just go out of your way to do something for them.
Okay, good. You go out of your way. And are you happy about that or is that a bummer?
I'm happy.
Happy about it.
Go out of your way.
Put them first.
Put them first. Okay, I hear why you would do that. What else?
You see the best in them.
You see the best in them. What else do you do when you love someone? Is their internal world important to you?
Yes.
Does it matter to you? Are you curious about it? Do you want to listen to them? Do you want to hear what happened on the bus when they got on the bus and the old man cut them off?
Yeah.
Do you want to hear all about that?
Yeah.
Would you want to hear about that from someone that you don't care about?
No.
No. So I'm going to write all the way down here. I don't know if you see it. You listen to them. Okay. When they're hungry, do you want to make sure that they're going to eat?
Yeah.
When they're tired, do you tell them to go to sleep? Even if you guys want to go out? If you're really tired and really exhausted? Yeah. So, let's get through this quickly because we have a lot of material to cover. But basically, the understanding is like this. Okay? And this is really, really, really basic. Really basic to our life. Once we get this under our belt, we can move forward in a really, really great way, which means in our relationships and in everything that it affects, because you all said it, that it affects every aspect of our life in every way. At work, at home, with our kids, with our husbands, eventually. All of that's going to affect our friendships, our career choices, all of it. It's going to affect everything. So if it's so monumental and it's so big, why is no one talking about it? And if they're talking about it, then what does it mean? When I ask you what it means to love yourself, it was very hard for people to come up with answers. But when I asked you what it means to love somebody else, it was just rolling off your tongue. Why? Because we live in a world where if I am able to connect with another person and really, really love them, whatever love is in this context, we'll talk about love for real, what it means in a minute, okay? And really, really love them, then I go out of my way for them and I see them and I want to hear them and I want to connect to them and I care about them and I'm there for them and all of that, okay? That's what it means for me to really love someone. So, 1 + 1 = 2. The whole world everything in your life is dependent on it. Everything in your life matters because of this. The amount of self-love that you're going to have toward yourself. How do I love myself? Oh, it's simple. If I don't know how to love myself, then I'll just look at how I love somebody else. What's my love language with somebody else? Oh, it means to listen to them, to be there for them, to take care of them, to put them to bed if they're exhausted, to make sure that they're eating well. Right? That's what it means to love someone. Sometimes it means to not hang out with them and not go visit them because it's better for them to now study. Or it's better for them, and because I love them, I'll give them that time. I'll give them that space. If I didn't love them, I didn't see them, then I would want to be all over them because I would be a taker. I wouldn't be a giver. Sometimes in a relationship, you have to sometimes not be and not come and not call for the sake of the other person if you really love the other person. What's that saying that if you love something, set it free, and if it comes back to you, it's yours, and if it doesn't, it never was? You heard that saying before?
I only heard the first part of it.
If you love something, set it free. If it comes back to you, it's yours. If it doesn't, it never was. Right? Because if there's real love somewhere, then there's no fear of losing this thing. Today we live in a very conditional society where everyone needs to be with the other person. And if he didn't text me within the last 2 hours, oh my gosh, what's he up to? Or where is he? Or does he still love me? Does he still care about me? And there's all this anxiety around having another person's love and care and concern. And if the other person, God forbid, moves away a little bit or gives me my space or needs time to think or whatever it means, then it's a direct attack on me and my self-worth. Why?
Because you don't love yourself, and that's what you're thinking automatically.
Good. Here's the equation. The equation is like this. The 1 + 1 is this. And write this down for yourselves. The baseline, where I start from, my nikudat ha'efes, my beginning zone, needs to be in the realm of self-love. If I don't love self, which is the little girl inside of me, the person that I am inside, if I don't show myself acts of kindness, then I will never get that from anywhere and anyone in my life. And if I do, it's never going to be enough. It's never going to be enough. It's never going to fill me. The only way to fully get the love and appreciation from the world around me, friendships, eventually husbands, parents, co-workers, my boss, the only way to be seen and to be fully loved and cared for and appreciated is only if my internal love language is at the same level. If my love language with myself is not one of kindness and listening to myself and being good to myself and saying, you know what, enough with the junk food, how about you eat something healthy? And enough staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning, how about go to take a shower and go to bed? You deserve that. Instead of self-destructive behaviors, how about loving gestures towards yourself? Every single time we throw a loving gesture towards ourselves, we become more whole, we become more self-loving. And the more self-loving I am, the more I vibrate on that level. We are beings with a vibe. We all have a vibe. A vibe means a vibration. When a person is a mean person or a bad person or a sneaky person, then sometimes you could be around them and you can sense something. You ever had that? Where someone is like, just like, someone is like a sneak or like, just like a gossiper or someone like that, and you're like, you hang out with them and you sense it. You sense like something's like in their energy, that they're just like, so what are you doing? Because they're not really interested in what I'm doing. They're interested in information of some kind, right? When a person acts a certain way over and over and over and over again in their life, they create a vibration about themselves. You create your own vibration. You create your own vibe. And you think no one knows. And you think no one feels it because you think it's in your head. But it's in your energy. How many times have you met people that were like, when you were around them, you felt better about yourself? When you were around them, you loved being around them. Whenever they would walk into the room, you loved their presence. So fun when they're there. Why? Because I'll tell you what's going on in the back scenes of this person's life. When they're home alone, they're thinking positive thoughts. When they're by themselves or with other people, they're giving to themselves still. Everybody's saying, let's go to the pizza store or let's go out here. And if something else comes up for them and if they feel like, you know what, I'm exhausted, I'm going to go put myself to sleep because I'm tired and I'm going to be kind to myself. And they make self-loving choices over peer pressure choices because what's the price I'm paying over here? I'm making a self-loving choice over hanging out with the girls or hanging out with the chevre or doing whatever, and maybe there somebody will love me. Maybe there somebody will pay attention to me. Maybe there I'll meet someone. Maybe there something will happen so I'll be able to get some love from somewhere else. Because we're all deficient in that area. Everyone, as long as you're a human being, you're looking to be loved and accepted. As long as you're on this planet, you're looking for love and acceptance. That's why people dress the same way. Everyone goes according to the same fashions. Some things are in, some things are out. If someone's not dressed in fashion, then it's like, oh, they're nerdy or they're why? Because we have this need as human beings to be accepted, to conform, to be like everyone else. That's why we'll all wear our liner the same way and we'll all look a certain way because we want to be accepted. We want other people to say, you look good. I like what you're wearing. Because that makes me feel worthwhile. I wouldn't need any of that. I wouldn't need those kind of those compliments, I wouldn't need them. It would be nice to get them, but I wouldn't need them. You hear the difference? You hear the difference between nice to get them and need? Yeah? Yeah? Good. There's a difference between needing and when you have an energy of needy, then it's there. Now, we're learning in these classes how to curve our energy. We're learning in these classes how to create the energy that we want. Imagine going to a wedding and standing by one of those like smorgasbords. You know what those are? Yeah? It's like a buffet. And you take your plate, right? You take your plate, and then there's like a million things to choose from. And you decide you feel like eating this, and you feel like eating the pizza, and you feel like eating the fish, and you feel like eating the cheese, and you feel like eating the salad, and that's what you put on your plate. That's life. You get to decide what's on your plate. You get that? You get to decide what kind of energy you want to have, what kind of vibration you want to have, what kind of person you want to be. But the fact that you're working with raw materials that you came on the scene of your life with your mom and your dad and the way you grew up and all of that stuff, and you have like, you don't like this about yourself and you don't like that about yourself and this bothers you and that bothers you and you're not enough of this and you're not enough of that. All of that can be changed and curbed. All of it. There's no like, you're like this and that's it. And now you're stuck with self in this way. I'm lazy. I'm not motivated. I'm not smart enough. All these things can be changed. Those are all raw materials. And they're perfect for you. It's going to make you the best version of yourself. Bless you. So let's get through this one piece. Once we have this solid, then we can move forward. Because this is really, really where the chunk of the work is. And this is where I want you to focus, my friends. Okay, this is where I want you to focus. You with me? Questions?
How do you know that, like, if you're being self-loving or you're being egotistic?
Good question. What's your name?
Anna.
Anna. Anyone have an answer for Anna? How do you know when you're being self-loving or if it's ego?
When it's like overly, like when you go too far, when it's like,
you know, like
Tell me your name.
saying Orly.
Orly.
Like when you're saying like you don't need the praise from other people, but you overdo it for yourself, and you're like, everyone, I look so good, blah blah blah. Like that's overdoing it. So that's what I think the line is.
When two people, I'm going to answer your questions in a second. When two people are fully in love, do they need to be showing that off outside?
No.
When two people are insecure in their relationship, do they need to be showing it off outside?
Yeah.
Why? Tell me the psychology there for a second.
Because they want the affirmation from other people that, oh, you're in a good relationship. Oh, like, we're jealous of you. Oh, you guys are like couple goals, whatever, because they don't feel that about themselves already.
Nice.
What if they're just out to have a good time and like people think, oh, like they're trying to show it off, but they're just having a good time?
That's something else.
But then
If
they
they're
won't
doing
care.
it in an
They'll
effort
think
to be
that.
seen, if they're doing it in an effort to be seen, for other people to see that, other people to recognize them, you have to be really honest with yourself, though. You know what I'm saying? Especially in those kind of scenarios, we're not really fully honest with ourselves. We're totally confident in this relationship, and we're just going out and like, who cares what people are going to say? But then you find yourself acting a certain way, acting different around other people in order to get a certain response. Be honest with yourself. Just look at yourself and say, yeah, I'm doing that. You don't have to be like, okay, I have to stop that now. Okay, I'm doing it. Be honest with yourself. Where are you at? Just for the sake of honesty. It really, really helps. Yeah. You had a question?
Because also, like, they might not necessarily believe it themselves, so, like, if they do it in front of other people, they're hoping, like, people will, like, see it, and then, like, maybe they'll eventually also...
Eventually also what?
Like, they'll feel, like, that they're not insecure about it.
Okay.
It's not the good
As
way
if.
of going, like, about it.
Okay. Good. Okay. Here. Ladies. Wait, you had a question.
No, I was just gonna answer.
So answer her.
I think you know the difference based on how you act when you're alone versus how you act with other people.
Okay, tell me more about that. Break it down.
Like, let's say, like you were using the examples of like eating well. So it's like, will you eat well when you're home alone and you'll cook your own meal, or will you only talk about eating well when you're with all the other girls at the apartment or at school or whatever it is?
And behind closed doors, you're scarfing down Snickers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Not that I get it at all, but I'm just saying, other people told me. Yeah.
It's also when like it turns into like I'm better than everyone else.
I'm better than
As
everyone
opposed
else.
to like this is me, like I'm good with.
I love that. I love that answer. Did you hear that? That when you walk around with a feeling of like, I'm like Miss Thing, and like everybody else is just like losers, but like I'm just like so beautiful, and like everybody loves me, and that's ego. Okay? Because the person that really loves themselves has zero need for anybody else's thumbs up. They don't need it. It's nice, and they can say thank you, and they get a compliment. Thank you so much for noticing that. But it's honest, and it's sincere, and it's real, and it's not egotistical, and it's not look at me and who do you think you are. Words like that of who do you think you are and I deserve the best, and words like that are indications, big red flashing signs that this person really, really doesn't love themselves and really has very little self-esteem. So, number one in life, rule number one is build your self-esteem. How do I build my self-esteem? 1, 2, 3, 4. I do self-loving acts towards myself. What are self-loving acts towards myself? Like we just mentioned on the board. All the things that you would do for someone that you really love, you do for self. You take yourself out on a walk. You listen to yourself. The biggest thing that you can do for a child to show them that you love them is to listen to them. Not while you're holding your phone, and not while you're cooking, and not while you're folding linen. I don't know, it's the first thing that came to mind. But when they're talking to you, you just sit there and you look in their eyes and you listen to their silly story. Because it's not the story that matters. It's the person that's talking. They have something to express. They have something to say. I'll tell you, when I was in elementary school, I'll never ever forget this, ever. There was a teacher in my school. She wasn't my teacher, but she was a teacher in my school, and I loved her. For those online here, her name was Yafa Palti. So I know Yafa from when she was like 21. Today she's in her 40s. And so I was in the bathroom in this elementary school, and there's this kid that's like standing by the sink sobbing. And I'm like standing there like washing my hands. And this kid is sobbing, and Yafa comes in to the bathroom, and she's like, "What's wrong?" And this kid says to her, you know, you're like little, see, like, it's so real, it's so raw. What happened? And finally she was able to say that her goldfish died. And Yafa was standing there, and she was like holding her, and just like, you know, loving her. And then she started to cry with her, like real cry with her. And I remember I was like in 7th grade, and I was just like so much bigger than this whole scenario here. I was like so much more mature. It's like a goldfish, you know what I'm saying? There's like many more fish in the sea. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, I felt you're crying. She's a teacher, you know, she's sitting there over a goldfish. And then she told me something very, very profound that I'm never going to forget. She said, that kid's goldfish is like something that I value so much that if I would lose, I would cry. So I just connected to what they were saying, not the example, but how it felt, the feeling that they just lost their best friend. And that must be so painful. So I just connected to that feeling, and I had to start crying because that's how I felt. Connecting to self, connecting to yourself for real, and giving yourself loving, kind gestures, and doing what's healthy for you, and taking care of you, and talking positively to yourself, even when you screw up and make a mistake, especially, and listening to yourself like you would a little child, listening to what you feel, listening to your body. Sometimes you can be with people and you really don't feel good around them, and you really don't feel safe with them, or your body all of a sudden you start getting a stomach ache, or you don't like being around them, you don't like yourself around them. Then go, honor self. The more you do gestures of self-care, self-kindness, self-honoring, the more you create a vibration around you. Your vibe becomes one of love. Of love. And then all of a sudden you're not needy for someone to text you and see you and listen to you and love you and think you're so pretty and try so hard in front of him to get noticed. All of that whole like needing to be seen is only because you don't see yourself enough. So there's this little girl sitting inside and she's like, notice me, see me. I want to do this and I feel this. And you're just like, oh, be quiet. He needs to see you. Try hard for him. And let's say he does see you. And let's say he does recognize you and notice you. And let's say he does say all the right things. And let's say he does call you. What does he turn into?
Your affirmations. Your affirmations.
No, what does he turn into?
Force.
What?
Life force.
A life?
Life force.
A life force.
The measurement of self-love.
Oh, the reason you like yourself. Yofi, good. What else?
Where you measure your self-love.
Where you measure your self-love. What does he turn into?
A crutch.
A crutch. An addiction. What if he didn't text me in 5 hours? 5. I'm already thinking how I'm going to break up. I'm already thinking what he's doing. I'm already thinking like how I'm not answering him when he's going to text me because I don't need him.
Oh, are we talking about a boyfriend or just a guy?
I don't know. Take it wherever you want it. Give me your dad. I don't know. Whatever. Okay. You get it? Because it doesn't matter if it's him and her or whoever it's going to be or what it's going to be. Bottom line, no one can fill your hole. Nobody can fill it up for you. No one can be there for you like you can be there for yourself. And if you're having a hard time understanding what this feels like, just think, how do I love when people love me? What do I love when people love me? Everyone has love language. Everybody has a love language. And Danielle was saying before that, like, you know, what's it called? Physical touch is a love language. And some people's love language is acts of service, when people do something for them. When people bring them a salad when they went out and it was like so touching. I got you something. I got you lunch. So touching. Figure out what your love language is by what you love that other people do towards you and do it to yourself. That's a command. If you want to get anywhere in these classes, you got to start this. Acts of service towards yourself. Acts of love for yourself. And that means listen. And self-destructive behaviors, you just have to know, it's not in the moment. It's not like, whatever, I'll just do this now. Like, okay, I won't exercise. I'll eat junk food. I'll stay up till 5 o'clock in the morning. I'll not study. I won't be there on time. I won't honor my word. I'll tell everyone I'm gonna come and I don't come. I'm gonna do all these things. It's not in the moment affecting you. And then I'll just send them a message. I'll tell them I'm not gonna come or I'm gonna be late or whatever. Who cares? It's not in the moment just that it's affecting you. It's affecting your entire energy. The energy that you walk into the room with.
Gosh.
Oh my God, that was good. That was so funny. That never happened to me before. That was a new one. Wow. I'll just to fill you guys in. I said something very profound and then someone burped. Well, thank you for that. That was very. So, all right. Okay, I want examples. I want every single one of you to give me 2 or 1. Okay, I'll give you. I'll go easy on you. 1 or 2 examples right now. I'm going around the room.
Oh my God.
Of a self-loving gesture that you're going to start today and you're going to do for yourself till our next class. Tell me your name and begin.
Right now?
Yeah, right now.
Well, I can't think of anything.
Well, think of something. Think of the way you love other people loving you, and find 1 or 2 things to apply. Yes, Danielle.
Oh, go to sleep early.
Go to sleep early. Good. Good. And when you're doing it, say to yourself, Danielle, put yourself to sleep and say to yourself, I'm doing this for you because I love you. Say that to yourself. I promise you, it's going to make such a difference in your energy. Okay? Yes.
I was actually talking about this to my roommate, Gabby, represent. So
Which one is that? The burper?
Basically, like every night, this is what my therapist taught me. Every night, when you go to bed, this is from the Rashi. You know that book of his letter that he wrote to his son?
Yeah.
So he said every night go through your day and say the positives and the negatives and try to bring it to your attention tomorrow to be productive.
Yeah.
And to get over it.
Love that.
And also, like, my therapist told me every night you say 3 affirmations. So for me, like, a big thing was I was really insecure about my face for a long time.
Your face?
My face. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Okay,
like,
you have a beautiful face.
Thank you. I would do every night. Like, I would look in the mirror, but I wouldn't say I'm beautiful until I took off all my makeup.
Okay.
So yeah.
Beautiful. Okay. In addition to that, I want you to do something else. An act of service. What's an act? Give me an act that you're going to do.
Art. Workout. Oh yeah, or art. But workout.
Workout.
Yeah.
Okay, how many times are you going to work out?
Once a week at least.
Once a week at least. For how long?
Like an hour.
Okay, once a week for now. You're starting that today?
I already started. I
Okay.
go for a walk every night.
Oh, so not once a week. Give me something else that you're not doing yet that's a loving action towards yourself. It could be the tiniest thing or it could be the biggest thing.
I won't eat chocolate today.
You won't eat chocolate today. Why is that self-love not to eat chocolate today? Interesting. You would think, like, chocolate makes me happy.
Yeah.
Makes me happy.
Yesterday.
Okay. Why are you doing it? What's your intention behind not eating the chocolate?
So that I don't break out and then I become insecure about my face.
Okay, good. One thing leads to the next. Very, very nice. You're taking a precaution.
Yeah.
So you don't end up in a space where you don't like what you see.
Right.
Good. Nice. Hold on to that. Yeah. I'm going to go around.
Oh, I was
Go ahead.
confused. No, but I'll say the question, but like after.
Okay.
Just listen to more music, I guess.
Listen to more music?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me why.
Because
What's your...
usually it's kind of like how I not just get in the zone. It's like how I like escape from reality, and I'm there in that moment. And like since I've been in seminary, I haven't been able to like watch any movies or like do any of that stuff, and that's not normal for me. I listen to like at least 50 songs a day. Like it's just I haven't been able to catch up on that, and I feel like the effects of it now.
You feel the effects of it. Okay. So listening to music, it makes you feel good when you do it? Yeah, does it? Can you add another little tiny thing to that experience? Can you, when you're listening to like a few songs that you like, can you sit there and make a short list of the reasons why you're enjoying this moment? What about it is so enjoyable to you? What about it do you love? What about it feels good?
empowers me to get up. Usually I don't want to do anything when I listen to music. It's kind of like, it's my driving force for the day. I listen to a morning podcast, morning playlist, and that's how I move. I wouldn't be able to move without it.
Hi. Okay. Was that a pass or a fail? So can you do that though?
Yeah.
Well, can you do that? Let's say whatever, twice a week. Yeah. Where you sit down and you say, what about this experience affects me so much? Why did I say music from everything? From all of acts of love and service and goodness and kindness that I can have chosen, I chose listening to music. What about this experience makes the little girl inside of me so happy? Giddy almost. Loving, excited, motivated. What about it? Write it down. Cool. You can send it to me on the phone, okay? If you want. Orly.
Like, I think I'm gonna buy my pair self of Blundstones.
What are you going to buy yourself?
Blundstones?
Oh,
What is
shoes?
that?
Yeah.
Blindstones. Okay.
Because my love language, I think, is gifts.
Okay.
And I don't often treat myself. And so, like, I usually like I like when people give me gifts, but I don't often like to spend money on myself.
Good.
So hopefully I'll, like, maybe, like, I'll buy myself a pair. Because, like, they're, you know, more expensive. And I'm like, but I don't want to, blah, blah, blah. So, like, maybe this will help, you know.
What do you feel like it will help? It will create within you?
Like,
What's
I
the
don't know, like,
message you're sending self?
You know, it's like not somebody gave me the, you know, like I went out for myself and I spent my money for myself. Like it wasn't like.
So what's the message you're giving to child inside?
Like that you're worth having a gift for. Like you're worth buying a gift for.
You're
yourself.
important to me.
Yeah.
The whole world
Thank you.
can just, you know,
Yeah.
it's nice. But you're important to me. Okay? And so when you're doing it, when you're going to the store, when you're walking there, when you're in the store, just say to yourself, I'm doing this because you're important to me. Just like you would when you would take your little sister, your little brother to the store. I'm buying this for you and it's expensive because you're worth it and you're important to me. And I love showing you how much I love you. Okay? Say that to yourself. Okay? I can't even tell you. It sounds almost ridiculous and sounds like a little bit like hippy dippy because we live in such a real world, very real, right? Where all I need to do is just get everyone else's attention. So I'll make my lashes longer and my lips fatter because I'm trying to get so much attention. In essence, the more attention I want from the outside world, the more desperate I am for my own attention. Where I don't listen to myself and I don't hear myself and I don't care about myself. It's just a matter of what they give me and how much they see me and how much they love me. When I do this for myself, when I make these loving gestures towards myself, I become much more balanced and calm and real. And when I'm balanced and calm and real, I attract people that can really love me, really see me, respect me respectfully. If I respect myself, nobody can disrespect me. You know those people that are abused wives? You know why it's those type of people that are abused, and then you have another type of people that would never be attracted to an abusive man? Why? Now that we know this theory, this understanding, or this premise, she abuses herself all the time. And when she looks in the mirror, and when she speaks herself, have this and that, and when the way she interacts with herself is so abusive that she will attract an abusive man. She manifests an abusive guy. Okay, who else wants to share?
I have a question.
Yes.
You were talking about how like you should treat your like body, like eat healthy foods and like say no to that chocolate because you're like having self-care. Can it also be self-care to like eat that chocolate?
Yes. Good question.
Like, it just like depends on your mindset.
On when and what and how.
Right.
Right? A child wants to eat chocolate and candy all day, every day. And so do we.
Mm-hmm.
We want all the things that are not healthy for us all the time, every day. And then we'll be like, I feel like I want a cucumber. Right? Because it's just like, yeah? So we have to know. So a child, you want to give them like healthy food so their teeth don't decay and that their bodies and their minds can think well. And for sure, sometimes you also want to give them a treat. It's not all or nothing. It's not black and white. It's not this is wrong and this is right. It's not like that. It's everything can be right at the right time. What's the message? If I sit here and I pound unhealthy, cholesterol-filled, like if I'm eating like a pie of pizza every single night, I don't love myself. The message that I'm sending myself is your body is a trash can. That's the message I'm sending myself. That's it. Treat yourself like you would a child that you love. Not a child that you don't love. Yes. Anybody else want to share? You want to share? Tell us 2 things. Is class over?
Yeah.
Class is over or it's not over?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want you to write down 1 or 2 things that you are going to do for yourself from this Wednesday till next Wednesday. No excuses. Be good to yourself. You have to know that when you give up on yourself, when you give in to yourself, you're giving up on yourself. When you give in to yourself, you're giving up on yourself. Giving into yourself is la lo bali. I don't feel like doing this stupid exercise, whatever. I love myself, I'm fine. That's giving up on yourself, and that's a message you're sending yourself. That's a message you're sending to the little girl. You're not worth my time, you're not worth my energy, you're not worth my thinking, writing things down, yalla, never mind, next. I have to go on Instagram, it's more important. Make yourself important to yourself, and you'll see how your life will change. Got it?
Thank you.
Love you. Have a great day. Pleasure.